So if you have a CI/CD pipeline set up for your application, and if it runs through several different things, maybe one of these stages you have it running the Rubocop, and another stage you have it running Brakeman, just to make sure that your application is using some of the best practices, and that the styling is matching the rest of the application for each commit that you make. It can be very annoying to push up your code only to find out a few minutes later that the stage failed due to some kind of styling change, or more alarming if it failed because of a Brakeman failure check. And typically I would simply just run Rubocop or Brakeman on my application before I push up the commit, but I often forget to do that. And so I could run into these issues where I'm expecting the full pipeline to succeed. However, I run into a case where the Rubocop has failed. So in this episode, whenever I make a commit, so I'll first run a git status to see what I have changed. Right now it's just the readme, so I'm going to run git commit, and then I'll put in a message. So at this point, once I make the commit, I want to make sure that it's also going to then check Rubocop for me. And we can do that with a git hook. So already we can see that it's running a pre-hook, it ran Rubocop, and there were no offenses detected. And so at that point, I would be comfortable pushing up my code. And when I'm ready to push the code, it's going to run a pre-push hook, which will execute Brakeman on the application. And in each case, if the Rubocop failed, then it's going to halt the commit, and then I can make any necessary fixes. Same for the Brakeman. If it were to fail, then we have a situation where we have a chance to fix that vulnerability before we actually push it up to the code repository. And as a disclaimer, if your application is really large and these kind of checks were to take a lot of time, then you may have no choice but to rely on your CI/CD pipeline to let you know of any kind of issues. However, for smaller applications, or even initially for a new application, this could be a good way to keep things consistent and secure. And did you know that you can go to railsstore.com to get your own Ruby on Rails t-shirt or your Drift in Ruby t-shirt? To watch this full episode and more videos, visit driftinruby.com and subscribe to the Pro membership.